Hey guys, Dama here. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be on my favorite makeup brushes from face to eyes. So if you're interested in this video, please just keep on watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I post videos every Sunday. But if you'd like to keep up with me during the week, you can go ahead and follow me on Dama Lux Beauty on Instagram. Okay, without further ado guys, let's jump right into this video. Okay, the very first brush I want to talk about, I'm going to start with the face, and it's going to be my absolute favorite foundation brush, and it's the Morphe Y6, this one right here. I like this brush because it blends everything in very seamlessly, and I know some people like using the beauty sponge, so I kind of compare it to kind of using the beauty sponge. It does the same effect when you apply your makeup using this brush, and it's just so easy to use. So to set my makeup, my absolute favorite is this Real Technique multitasking brush. I love it because of its dome shape one, and it gets the powder in there very well. It's just really good to have a multitasking brush. You can use it for bronzer, you can use it for blush, you can use it for, I guess, maybe even foundation, but I personally like to use it to set my face. Then the next brush I like to use a lot is this Real Techniques buffing brush, and because I have smaller structure in my face, I like using it to apply bronzer. Picks up product very well and disperses it very well. So I really like this one. I also like using the Luxie 512, and it's a very small contouring brush. And the reason why you want a small contouring brush, I can't talk today. When you are contouring, you want to be as precise as possible. You want to get it in there and just chisel your cheeks. I like to say chisel. So the smaller the contouring brush, the better, but you don't want to go too small to where you're just kind of creating a line. So I use the beauty blender to apply my concealer, but sometimes when I want to use a brush or to set my concealer with a brush, I tend to use this Real Techniques concealer brush. You're gonna see a lot of Real Techniques, a lot of Morphe here, because those are my two favorite brands of brushes. Real Technique ones probably was a set that I got like 15 years ago, and I still use them. Their product is really good. One of my favorite beauty sponges is Real Techniques, and I love that brand. So I kind of use this because it fits so nicely underneath the eye, and the fact that it's tapered is why it's so good to apply your concealer. But like I said, majority of time I just use it to apply my setting powder under eye, but it's an on and off thing. If you're not the beauty sponge, beauty blender type, this is a great alternative. And I'll try to link all these brushes down below if I can, or at least I will link something similar, or if I can even find like a set that brings all of that, I will do that as well. And the very next face brush is probably one of my favorite brushes in my whole collection, and is the Morphe E4. This brush, I use it to apply blush, but again, you can also probably use it to apply bronzer and stuff like that. I don't know why this shape, I like it so much just for blush, but that is what I use it for. It is so great. I pick up the lightest amount and just kind of dip it in there lightly, and it just places that product on there so well. I have no issues with this brush. I've used it for maybe 2 years now since I discovered it. For all the other brushes I've mentioned, I have replacements or duplicates. For my very last face brush, it is my favorite highlight brush, and it is the Morphe M510, this one right here. I've tried different types of highlight, like the fan brush and stuff like that, and I kind of use it on and off, but this is definitely my go-to. I have 2 or 3 of them. Like, it's the perfect brush to kind of get the product just perfectly right on your cheekbone, and it's also great to kind of apply the highlight on your nose. I just like that I can kind of do both with it, because the fan, I feel like it just flickers everywhere when you're applying it, but this gets the highlights so precisely on your cheeks. It's perfect. Okay, and now for eye brushes. My number one eye brush has got to be the Morphe M532. The shape of that brush and how thick and fluffy it is, I love this brush. This is almost like I can compare it to the face brush in a sense. This is like my big multitasking eye brush. brush and my big multitasking face brush. I love this brush because I can perfectly get any color on my crease, and I use this brush all the time, kind of like this look here. I just used it to apply a little bit of bronzer to create some depth on my eyes, but I also like to use it to apply my very first transition shade or base shade, and I kind of use this brush every single time I do my makeup. It is an essential to my collection. Then my next favorite, it's actually related to brows. These are my must combo, and I'm so sorry these brushes are so dirty, but I use them all the time. I use this one to apply the concealer to clean up my brows, and then I use this one to buff it out. This is a concealer brush. You can literally use this to apply concealer in your under eye, to your lid, but I like to use it just to buff out the concealer. And this one I got at a Dollar Tree long time ago, this Wet n Wild. I'm sure I can find it just about anywhere. This is a concealer brush, and this is an expert concealer brush, which I just call it a buffing brush. I would show you guys what brush I use to actually apply product to my brows whenever I use the pomades, but I've been using the same brush forever. It is this mini little Milani brush that came when I bought a brow kit long time ago. Absolutely hated the product, but I loved the brush, and I still use that same brush. It breaks all the time, and I glue it with crazy glue. I don't know why I don't just get a new one. I've tried different ones. As you can see, I have a collection of brushes back there. I just don't use any of them. I use them on clients when it gives up on me that it's absolutely done and I have no choice. I guess I'll have to do an updated video on that, but for now, really no point in me showing it because I don't even think you could find it in stores, because as I said, it comes with a kit. It's not like they sell it as part of a brush collection. I've never even seen the product again. Very next brush I like using is this Morphe R39. I don't know if it's coming off on camera, but the brush at the very top, it's kind of tapered. So I kind of use this brush to pack on color on my crease, or to pack it on my outer corner, or just my lid in general. It's really easy to use. Like, it'll pick up a lot of products, so be sure to, you know, tap off the excess. It's a must with every brush. Just saying. So anyways, I just like to use this one to kind of pack on any color. I have very hooded eyes, as you can see. Like, you would never be able to see any color on my lid. So for me, brushes sometimes can be a little difficult to actually fit that space, but I've managed to put together my collection that has that, which leads me to my next brush, which is the Morphe M421. This is the brush I'm forced to use to create a cut crease. Is super tiny. There's much bigger brushes out there. Let me show you one really quick. So just so you guys have an idea what brush I normally use to cut crease on client, yeah, major difference. I don't have much space. The brush completely covers my lid space. If you guys have the same issue as me, this one I highly recommend it. It is the Morphe 421, as I said. So another little brush that saves my life every time, the Morphe M506. This one's kind of the one that I use from my outer corner into the crease. I like it because I can basically run it into my crease and not be worried about it going over. So that's why I really like this one. And again, it works for me because of my tiny lid space. I feel like just repeating the same thing over and over again, but this is why I said that brushes are kind of subjective, because it kind of all depends on your face shape, your eye shape, what kind of look you're going for. Really is completely up to you. It has nothing to do with the brush in of itself. Okay, and then my final favorite eye brush is the Morphe E36, and I use this brush to apply highlight. This little brush goes perfectly in my inner corner to apply highlight in my brow bone, bridge of my nose, Cupid's bow, and there you have it. This tiny little thing fits just about anywhere. I've never found the use to use it on my lid for anything, and honestly guys, when I go shopping for brushes, I don't even ask what they're for, because again, you can use the brushes however you like. I like to use my brushes how I think work best for me. I use all of these basically every single time I am doing my makeup. I didn't think I had to add beauty blender, but my absolute favorite are the EcoTools one, which is this pretty green one here. I absolutely love this one by Real Techniques, and lastly I love the one by Beauty Blender itself. Okay guys, so that concludes my video. video for today. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment box down below if you did, or if you have any questions for me on any of these brushes. I will be sure to try and link everything down below as best as I can. I hope I can get you guys linked for all of these, and I will see you guys on the next one. Happy Sunday. Bye guys.